Welcome back, guys, and here we go. Now we are going to be getting into our second semi-final for the Knights. This time, it's going to be that first seed from Group B, and then the Knights Gaming, versus the second seed of Group A, and it's going to be Team Ahjin. And looking into this match already, I'm pretty excited. There's a lot of friendly implications into it, but my name is Dax.
And my name is Vyminal.
Everyone knows your name already, Mr. Vim. What a famous guy. You remind me of a certain senator, maybe? Or you also remind me of a certain actor?
Okay. People think that's really funny, and I agree because I get that a lot, Dex. I get
Uh-huh.
that a lot actually, and this is not the first time I'm hearing it. So, guys, yeah, I know. I trust me, I know.
I'm glad you just take it with you. So we are gonna be getting into our next match of the nights, but before we get into that, we'll just be looking into that scoreline real quick again. Yeah, Joint Esports being out Empowered Youth, they'll be moving on to the grand finals very soon after this one. And then Knights Gaming though versus Edge coming our way. And I think you remember from these two teams, all I remember from Nano Knights is what an amazing show they did against Empowered Youth to yoink that first seed away. Edge, and in the meantime, very much a surprise for me on Group A.
Indeed. But wait, are we? I just want to ask Dex, is this a sub?
Yeah, so
Courtesy?
Courtesy is part of the roster. Don't worry about it. So remember, guys, every
Okay.
single roster we have has 6 members, 5 players plus a sub, and it seems like it's Courtesy coming in, which is really interesting because I believe the name escapes me, but one of their best fraggers is the one not here. So it's really interesting that they bring
Hmm.
Courtesy in now for a very,
Right.
I think it's Trix who's gone right now. Yeah, I think it's AKJ Trix. So
Hmm.
without him on at especially his race, it's gonna be really interesting what the dynamic of Aneno Knights gaming is gonna be. So that's already something to take note. They do show off that they have a lot of clutch in them, especially after that amazing charge after the second half, I believe, of the match against Empowered Youths. Actually, in the meantime, they do have a lot to prove. They pretty much won their games off stream, and the only time they were on
Right.
stream, they kind of got destroyed by a droid. So the shoe is on their foot to impress.
I'm actually not sure if I was able to play with Courtesy back in CBT, if I remember correctly. And he is a very competent player in his own right, very high ranked player as well. So I'm interested to see if he can fill in the shoes of AKG Tricks, but I have full confidence in him.
Really feel confident here. If AKG is gonna be doing a decision like this late, then they do have a plan in store. It's high time now to get into our match. Our map for this matchup will be Bind. It's a pretty
Ooh.
classic one to say the least. One of my favorites personally. It's Agito on the defense, and then Knights Gaming on the attack. Maybe any predictions of composition here for our two teams, Mr. Vim?
hmm Now, I guess Bind is one of those maps that would be difficult to execute A side without a Sage. You know, that very popular wall coming from truck to dirt, blocking off default. I think is extremely powerful execute. And I think Sage is still a must pick here. But again, on second thought, if there's any map that you can do without Sage, it would probably be, Haven or Bind. I don't know. In my humble opinion.
I've seen more on Haven, that's for sure. Like, I like what you're talking
Mm,
about. I call it the A safe plan. You basically put a wall
right.
by the APC, pretty much wall everyone away, and the only thing you have to watch out for is the lamps, and well as the side that you did come from. But Bind, gonna be our map for tonight. This is our second semifinal. We'll be finding out these compositions very soon, as we are gonna be getting into the action. Action on the defense, and then the Knights Gaming on the attack. Let's find out who will face off against the Droids in the grand finals. There you
All
go,
right.
Mr. Vim.
Let's
We
take
are
a
in
look at
game.
the team comps. We are in game as well, and I'm turning off my camera. All right. So
Cues on stream,
we
I
got
love it.
him. Yeah, sorry.
No, okay,
We got
guys.
him on Cypher, Emil on
Uh-huh.
Phoenix, Joko on Brimstone, Bat Ghost on Sage, and Rexmob on Reyna. We got a very similar looking lineup here. Instead of Cypher, we got Sova on Intel and Curtsy.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I know
I do
Curtsy
believe
is one of
Curtsy
those
is a Sova
players.
main as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
knows these darts, and I really understand why he's gonna be here for Team AKG as he will go dart play, flying into the air, and slams on down immediately, but will get shot up by the Cypher, I believe, of Himiko. So You know, one more thing though about our prod. You know, the funny thing is the stream director is also the prod guy and is also the main
Yeah.
caster. So, so you guys like, this is the queue, Vim. This is the
There's
queue. There we go. We're
there
doing
is
great.
a lot going
There's a
on,
lot going
students.
on. It's fun. You know, this is a fun tournament. We're not being paid by Riot to do this.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're all good. We're all good. But you know, these matches have been really, really professional. In all honesty, these matches have been such high caliber for the PH scene. I'm really proud of all our teams that participated. And looking at a match between Ahjin and AKG, I wouldn't be surprised to see a pretty close one here as well. But Ahjin, as I said, they need to impress on stream. They can't be camera shy after they lost pretty badly against Adroit in the group stage. But there we go, it's Emil getting that first kill. Berg and BNFT though with some takedowns already. It's a B push. Draximum deciding to go for the TP. And seems like a swing is in order here for the defense. But Rabbit catching out that one in a bag.
It's pretty interesting that they put Cypher in A. Now, I think in pistol round, it really is easier to go for a B execute all the time in Bayern, at least.
Completely agree. Like, B is the shorter angle. That's short. Oh my
Right.
god, that's a beautiful gun sound. As Joko gets the takedown there. Himiko sticking by the wall though, looking to get the penetration on. Actually swings on through. AKG Worship
pew,
now with a
pew.
kill. Kill, pew, pew, pew! And Worship right now, making sure that's a classic kill on Titsu. Good start here for Aneno Knights Gaming. Really effective cascade on to B sites. And there you go. Quick round there, especially that short push.
Right. Very bad impression for me
No,
for
it's great, it's great.
that gun skin sound.
It was great, it was great.
Yeah,
I will
I'm
give it a
sorry
10 out
about
of
that,
10.
guys.
Maybe like I'll order an extra rice and a large meal with that. Can't go wrong. But yeah, back
But
to
let
the
me
point.
just double down.
Yeah,
Let's just double down on like why it's easier to execute beyond pistol round.
Mhm.
Again, shorter angles, shorter range, and you know, lesser damage fall off. That's just it.
Pretty much. It's closer, so bullets can travel less, and distance does make a difference. But Berg trying to hold the line. Really good peek there, though, from the side of Ahjin. It's a full squad and a half, really showing on up there. Now it's 3 versus 3. But no guns have been yoinked, which is really, really interesting. Jackson was a little afraid to peek there. But look at this. On to A side we go. It's a free plant here for Aneno Knights Gaming.
Spike planted.
Free plant indeed. And Knights Gaming looking very, very strong into the second round. Reyna, Cypher, and Phoenix will try to go for a 3v3 retake. They are
Enemy
very
removed.
far, and rather Phoenix gets picked off. Rabbit on the Spectre right there.
Good kill.
Looking very, very dire.
SMG Warfare from afar, actually getting all they can and more. And you know, guys, if you want to save Mother Nature, you gotta go for free plants like this. Plant it as much as possible. Put anything anywhere as much as you can, and maybe it will grow into something beautiful. But you know, conversely, since it's a spike that implodes, as there's gonna be Draximov getting caught there by rabbits, well, at least Mother Nature's gonna be happy that they have wiped out everything that is there in the first place. There we go with the black hole effect, and another victory here for Aneno Knights Gaming. Pretty much the 2 rounds per usual that you get when you get that first round in the first place, Bim. But what is the plan right now? How can Ahjin actually figure things out on this D?
Okay, it's very crucial that the Cypher is able to read on where they're going to execute. Probably use his basically spy camera to identify where they're going to execute. Right, info is the name of the game right now. Going to the full buy. Anything could happen. The momentum can shift. It's gonna be this round. Now,
Yeah.
interesting
Beacon down.
trivia from Mr. Gibbo
Oh,
in
you
chat.
saw it. Go ahead.
Yeah, 5 never won a scrim match against Courtesy's old team.
And
Interesting.
Curtsy, a new addition, I believe, to Aneno Knights Gaming. We've seen them, as you said, in different teams before, like Team Goodbyes. But Joko shows up, and 1 and 2 he go. It's going to be a Cinco de Mayo there. Absolutely loco there from the Brimstone. Draximum going to be in the middle as well of the action. Still, though, B and FD by B Shorts. Seems like there's going to be a B push happening, but the Cypher already. Tripwires are a go here, Vim.
Yeah, so that's exactly what happened. They used the Cypher camera on B long. They knew nobody was there. No sound were made on hookah, and you know, obviously, Joko would try to take the gamble and peak showers, and it was very, very rewarding.
You know, it's kind of rewarding sometimes to peak showers everywhere in life. Also, you can just get a slap in the face, but there you go, though.
Woo! I did
Showers,
not
smush.
mean for it to come out that way.
I gotcha, bro.
I'm
But
sorry.
no, it's perfect. Really good wordplay there from Mr. Vyminal. Damn, this guy is ready for
Unintended
ignition. This
wordplay.
guy is ready
Uh,
for ignition. But hey,
Bruh.
Emil though, let's go back to this one. Emil is not looking at the right angle. They were going for the Leer, and it's Joko right now who has to make sure everything's fine and dandy. They were going to backstab him, but Joko gets that takedown. BNFD with the trade back. Gunplay there. The Phoenix getting to Draximov in response. That's Worship behind the smoke, but it seems like it's going to be a spike fake. Trying to get through. Not going to happen though. Oh, he cashes out Draximov instead.
You're gonna get the bomb plan here, and he does.
Extra money, but I don't think he does have that HP in the first place, Bim. And the Brimstone!
Oh,
Orbital Strike! Off the mark. I think that was so off the mark. That is so sad.
that was such a high-risk play that could potentially not reap enough reward.
Yeah.
But you know, you get into those high-pressure situations, man, and sometimes your decision-making, your split decision-making in general gets very, very clouded. So again, it happens to even the best players.
Completely agree. Worship, good idea, but I think he also slipped a little. Shower laser beam is good, especially if they get the catch mid-transition, but the Sage was already there. Now in hindsight, of course, he didn't know exactly where they were, but again, that ultimate could have been very, very useful for this B push, so it's kind of a bit of a waste. I've really seen a lot of great Brimstone orbital strikes on Bind.
Indeed. And let's see how the offensive takes a different turn here. They were already shut down for the first time, right? So this is going to be the point of the game. They're going to try to switch things up. Probably play for picks here. The spike is at A short. Looks like they're going to be opening hookah here. Trying to test out, okay, they're trying to figure out where the Cypher traps are. B in general, I think, is an easier push. Generally, it's a 2-3 split on defense. B being less defense.
Completely agree. It's just smaller, and you don't need too many numbers. It will actually hurt you in the long run if you put more members there, because they will just collate, and they will just get shots after shot after shot. Now, it seems like, though, they're rating out a few abilities here and there. I like the change of pace here from Aneno Gaming, and we've seen this from them before. They know when to shift gears, similar to Adroit, actually. They know when to shift gears. They know when to go for the aggression. And in a situation like this, they're respecting Ahjin a lot. That they have went for a more passive approach.
Yeah.
B long, though, having won. Seems like it might be 2-3 push here, Vim. And how is this going to unfold? The Sage is already throwing all those abilities as much as possible.
And they're not making any sound. They're preparing to explode on site. Please split push. Let's see how Cypher is able to defend the side. Quick rotation coming in from the
Ahjin coming on through from A. Himiko trying to survive. Berg, though, with that takedown. And well, it is going to be the Reyna working together. But in the Night's Gaming, they need to get the plant right now. Here comes the joke, and here comes the run it back. Emil trying to get the kill. Not going to happen. Second chance, though, of life, like a phoenix from the ashes. And he has that curveball trying to get a peek again. Very heroic play. Will not pan out. BNFD with that takedown. And as you said, the rotation there from Ahjin trying to come on through, but it's just a little too late in response.
Okay. Another cheeky play from Rabbit. This is the second time we've seen him in this tournament, you know, come up with some really cheeky Sage tech, and I love to see a Sage using offensive walls like that. I really believe that Sage walls were meant to be used in sort of in an offensive way, you know, instead of people just shoehorning it into like a defensive play to block off a push, you know.
I've seen it before. I've seen it a lot, especially from like Jesse Bash. He goes hippity hoppity.
Especially from Jesse Bash.
It's like those surf maps in CS, and I guess that's where the practice comes from. Rabbit, though, by the showers, looking to hop on into, though, on the inside. It is a pistol round, though, for the defense, and it seems like this is going to be Aneno Knights looking to just bulldoze their way through victory with a 3-2 push. Yet again, they know they have the advantage on the gun count.
They do have the advantage on the gun count, firepower advantage, but they still are playing it slow, giving due respect to their enemy. But they have to be careful of this very fine line of giving too much respect to the enemy instead of exploiting an opportunity.
And you see
So
that.
Bat Ghost gets a pick of BNFD. That is a clear example of that.
Very good, very good. It's like when you look at the test and you look for an example, that is exactly it. Courtesy though with the takedown. Here we go with the flames
Steam beacon
immediately.
here.
Steam Beacon though, it seems like it is gonna be an A push in order. And Joko needs to be careful. 22 HP and a dream catches that Courtesy there from the smoke. Beautiful angle here from Joko, really impressing for the side of Ahjin. And seems like no more camera shyness. They have woken up to do so much. 7 kills there for the Brimstone. It is gonna be Worship versus the World. No orbital strike this time to try and clutch it out. And he will just fall in the field battle after everyone else shows up in his field of view.
Absolutely insane thrifty round.
That's actually thrifty. Yeah, that's a really good point. And I like to say, when you win a thrifty round, the tides turn in your favor.
Of course.
Impressive.
It shifts like in a massive, massive way. And I think that round couldn't have gone any better. Joko, being an anchor in showers, just a wall that they must break, but they just can't. Joko is doing a fantastic job of defending A site. They're probably gonna be forced to either contest him or try to go for a B execute.
Really good fragger here on A, and it's really, really interesting. As you said, B side is easier to push, but when you get A itself, it feels like it's just so much easier to defend. In any case, though, Worship already quite low. Emil will show up, get that takedown. On the other side, though, it is going to be Rabbit right now looking to pull a trick out of the hats. Maybe catch out Joko here. No Joko, still no jokes whatsoever. And really good start here for the side of the...
It's just, he's an impenetrable wall right there in showers. It's just pretty scary, actually.
I'm scared sometimes too.
It's like
There's a
they
big burly
are-
man in showers.
They're going for the B execute, trying to get the bomb plant at the very least.
Going for it. Already Sova in position. Courtesy though gets a tap on. Good takedown there. So not a bad push here from AKG. They are going to be able to set up that spike. And here we go though with the A transition. I mean, the defenders from A rather transitioning on in. Pardon my French there. In any case though, Hunter's Fury is available for Courtesy. BNFT staying on by the shoulder, by the head of the defenders. It's a really good sneaky approach here from Aneno Knights. It's a quintot game. They see the Brimstone, get that takedown. Here we go with the Hunter's Fury right now. And oh my god, Emil getting the push out in time to catch up BNFT. Courtesy versus the World with 13 HP. Vim, this is looking very, very dicey. And Draximov will get that final blow.
Draximov being very, very present, like in the moment. Very good decision to push him there because, again, Courtesy has the kit to delay the defuse. He could play time very, very easily as Sova right there and long. And it was either do or die for Draximov to push. If he went down right there, it probably would have been clutch. Very well played.
Really is. Now there is an operator in the hands of Bad Ghost, which is really, really interesting. We haven't seen too much op play actually here from the side of Ahjin. So we'll find out soon if they can actually play these angles to the best degree.
Definitely an operator coming in here at B. It's either gonna be B long or heaven. But he's that ninja right now. Bad Ghost is that ninja, and that's an off angle that you won't expect an operator coming from. So he might get a pick off of it.
Completely agree. It's very
It
surprising.
really depends on the Reyna Lear. Yeah.
Really is. And there we go, the Recon, it does hamper a little bit. As you say though, that Garden getting spotted, the end of B long. And we'll see if Bad Ghost really belongs here with the sniper. Yes, he does! Worship will go down immediately. Storms at the blade. There we go, the Whittlier, as you said. And well, already abilities being used. But the first kill goes in favor of Team Ahjin.
You will not kill my allies.
Rabbit will get some value off that very timely resurrection. And they are going to the teleporter. Gonna go for the fast execute on A. If you are outnumbered and trying to execute a site on A, you're better off really pushing showers. That's the only time.
There you go with the push from the showers, but Joko with that orbital strike this time, cutting off the offensive. Rabbit though with 1 and 2, doing all he can and more. Bad Ghost right now with the trade. Himiko with another set of kills, and kills are everywhere. Vim, it doesn't matter where we go on, because Berg, Himiko on the board, BNFD right now, and Berg onto the high ground. But the Neural Theft gonna be hurting their position, because this is intel in the favor of the defense rather. But they have the spike. They're coming on through. Reyna peek there. Berg gonna get on the board. Really, really quiet games from Berg, but he's able to show up. Draximov right now with the Empress, and time is of the essence here right now, ladies and gentlemen. Draximov with clutch, and that's a 4-3 advantage in favor of Team Ahjin.
Once again, a really strong showing from Draxima right there. That was what you see there is like textbook Reina. It's where Reina shines. Like in a 1v2 situation, you can't really go for the trade if you're very far from your teammate, right? If you don't peek at the same time, you're up against a Reina on Empress, it's basically GG from there. But what we saw there from Rabbit, he kind of did a scuffed wall, and that was because of the orbital strike, which
For
was,
you,
I believe, timed
Vyminal.
perfectly from Joko.
Completely agree. That orbital strike was really good. Joko actually
Smoke
cutting
down.
off the offensive. Unfortunately, for Joko, he just didn't really get those kills. And in the end, with the
Right.
numbers advantage and with Rabbit showing up out of nowhere with that scuff wall, it really was a big surprise to many, including the other side. So really good push there from the side of AKG. Really good defense as well from the side of Ahjin. And was a really impressive clutch from Maximov to round things up. But it's now a B push here. It is going to be some Spectres as well as some Phantoms. So Nano Knights Gaming not really at the fullest strength of their capacity so far. But they are going to try to make it work with Bird right now. Getting one. Himiko with a trade. And he actually gets
Cage
two.
trigger.
Cleaning up the B long push.
Cage trigger.
Oh my. What an amazing hold by Himiko.
Joke's over.
Yes, be careful though. He does play that camera. Here we go now with the Phoenix running on around. And we'll see if Emil can get one more. BNFT also cleaning that one up. Draximov out of nowhere. And Team Imagine, they have found their footing here, Vim. They have found their confidence. And again, camera shy no more. This is really a match worthy to be streamed. This is a match worthy for them to show their muscle. And maybe, just maybe, they can look to book a ticket for revenge if they win this out and go meet a Droid Esports yet again.
I mean, this is pretty interesting. Looking at the scoreboard, Joko topping 8-6 on the KD score. You have very two strong sort of fragging oriented agents. You got Draximob on Reyna, Emil on Phoenix, and you usually expect them to get, top frag. But Joko on Brimstone is just on point with his crosshair placement, his aim, his mechanical skill. This guy is definitely an aim god.
Completely agree. Joko is scary. I'm really, really impressed with what Joko is bringing to the table. It seems like he just had that bad day in the office, but looking at the other scoreboards actually of the Austrian games, he has shown to be such a big powerhouse here for Team Ahjin. In any case, though, I was ready for the run it back. Twin Phoenix is actually something we haven't taken note so far. Reina, though, of Draxon catching out Berg. It's double duelist on both sides. Joko, though, with the takedown yet again. Rabbit right now trying to get on through. Smokes are bound. And a really good shower defense from the side of Team Ahjin. They're really taking good angle as Spike is planted by the side of Aneno Knights Gaming.
That's the thing when you do the safe plant in mid game, right? And you know that 3 players already defending side. The wall just goes down super easily. I'm not sure if they should have executed A there. Perhaps rotating to B would have been better on the side of
Rabbit though coming out
Very
from the
tough
smoke.
situation.
It really is, and Batko is getting that
Your
kill.
duty is
Really
not
good try
over.
though from the side of Aneno Knights
Yeah,
Gaming, but
good
this is
try.
Ahjin doing all they can and more to show up out of nowhere. 6-3 right now. What a defense so far, especially countering out that A safe plan with some shower antics.
Shower antics. Let's go. Yeah. Anyway, economic advantage in favor of Ahjin. Heavily in favor of Ahjin. And now we're going to be seeing AKG into sort of a light buy or eco round. And we'll see if they will choose
Cut
to
'em
rush
down to
B.
size.
I think they were more successful in executing B. It's just that they were blindsided really, really well by Himiko.
Completely agree.
They
Himiko
may
just
be
out of
prepared
nowhere.
for that.
Batko's though.
Look at that.
He's just out of nowhere. Getting a kill so quickly. Now and
fought
2.
well.
It's like a ballet, that recital that you have to watch because if you don't, you blink, you will miss it and you will die. Bat goes out of nowhere. A bat out of hell. Really impressing so far here on this B-side defense.
I mean, we're seeing a lot of cheeky Sage Wolves, and I'm loving how it evolved since closed beta. And we're seeing so many new techniques that, I'm gonna have to steal your homework, guys. Sorry.
Dude, Vyminal here, guys, is like has a crayon drawing of all the maps, and he has these
Yeah.
green crayons. That's where wall. This is a defensive wall. Red crayon, offensive wall. Bat goes though with a third, as we were talking about. Well, Vyminal's homework for grade school,
No
but in any
trash
case,
there.
though. That's a 3k here for the operator, and there is no stopping so far. Anvil though will go down. Berg right now trying to get a little bit more out of this one. He has taken the lead. He's on 10 kills right now, but Himiko again with a really good angle. But this is the power of the rain of him. This is the power of the snowball, and this has to be the side of Ahjin being very, very careful. Joko goes down.
Does get that pick.
Yeah, look at that. Berg. Oh no, Bat goes with 4. And that is just the Sage really, really holding the line there. Team Ahjin
I mean,
has stolen my hearts.
yeah, against Arena on Empress, really the most powerful, effective way to stop her dead on her tracks is an operator shot. Because no matter what overheal you have, even if she chains
I need
overheal,
this.
even if she repositions and repeaks, all it needs
My
is one
thanks.
option. And you just holding an angle would probably be,
That goes
would
there.
put her into a
Yes,
disadvantage
this
force her
should
to
do.
repeat you. So yeah, well played. from
This
them.
goes here.
Completely agree. Just out of nowhere, really impressing in so many ways. In any case, though, we might need to up that mic a little bit, Mr. Vim. But for now, Joko gonna be holding very, very close here by the shower side. Here comes a little bit of that push, though, from Aneno Knights. And even though they are down on the guns, they are just playing guns a-blazing, running on through Emil, though, with 1 and 2. You can really count those numbers so far. Worship shows up out of nowhere. Overall, though, a really good collapse onto A. Even there was a lurking Berg by B side. And then the Knights Gaming executing pretty well onto the site. Anyway, Bat Ghost onto the high ground. Heaven defense for the operator. Himiko, though,
Give me a
wanting that
corpse.
one out by the shower. Neural Theft is available. There we go with the shock dart being tossed out immediately. 2 versus 3, though. It's going to be an army of 2 here. It's all about positioning right now. The Cypher pushing on forward yet again. Curtsy, though, with that takedown. Bat goes again, surviving, able to disengage. Has to be very careful, though. Holds onto the operator, trying to get someone back into the sidelines. There's the Leer. Operator backing on out. This is the Bat Ghost show. He gets another one on the board. And this has to be the Reyna playing it really, really smart. There is no getting back into this one, though. There we go with the dismiss, but he can't pick up the operator as of yet. And the bomb will still explode. Berg will get caught, can't get that operator yoinked, but this is going to be still a good advantage for Team Ahjin. 7-4 our scoreline before the sides do swap.
Very, very well played from Berg. Playing time as he should, and it really worked out well in their favor. They could go to a 7-5, which again could possibly set them up for a very strong second half. Still anybody's game, guys. 7-4 in favor of Ahjin, but yeah, anybody's game.
I think though Ahjin might have the advantage here, Vim. 5 ultimates online and ready to go. Orbital strike already very early here, actually. Here comes the Hunter Fury also. An interesting use here for AKG. They are initiating with this one. Currency actually can't catch on to Joko. That's a huge pickoff. We've been noticing so much that Joko has been doing so much work in the first place. And now the spike's planted. We see the Reyna looking to play the aggression on the left side.
Kill
You're
my
dead.
allies.
So, Resurrection, the NFT brought back to life. Emil right now pushing forward. That's gonna be the Reyna hanging on around. Still 3 versus 5 though. Bat wants to go for his own rest. Worship though with the takedown. And this is gonna be absolute chaos on A side. Berg though shows up. Orbital's right now gonna be into play, forcing the rotation out. And that is Joko actually catching out one. Goodbye to Berg. Here goes the push though. Rabbit Bat goes on the board. Reasoning the defense though on the offensive. AKG wins that one out through some good clutch play.
They kind of fell short around early mid game, but they hit their stride on offense as well and ended on a high note. I'm very curious to see what they would bring to the table here on the second half. Looking at the team compositions right now, they are probably Himiko as Cypher would probably make sense for them to have an easier time defending, right? So they do have an advantage at 7-5. But we'll see if AKG could defend the site very well with Sova on the intel.
Yeah, Sova Intel, a little bit different. Kind of use it as an initiator, as they say on the rolls. As we said, the Cypher better on the defense in many, many ways, especially because of that tripwire. But we'll find out very, very soon if that is going to be the case, because on this A defense, it's 3-2 split again. But overall, it is yet again, as Mr. Vyminal has said, that B push coming our way for this pistol round.
Flash in. He knows there's no one here. Maybe save the flash for on site. Interesting way of checking corners here. Wild crouch.
Just looking to play a
Checks
different lane now.
Ninja.
And here we go to the high ground. Emil and Draximov on the board immediately. Good start here for the side of the attack. Ahjin really executing it really, really well. Curtsy though with one more. He's holding on to B side, but Emil will get that takedown. And as the defenders come from the defense spawn, it's looking very, very difficult here for Aneno Knights. But as I say that, apparently Worship on the board.
Okay. What we saw happen there was a really good entry frag example. Emil checking all the corners, using rather using his flash absolutely efficiently, and he did his job for the team to enter the site. They know they don't have a cipher, right? So they don't have like scan for traps and anything like that, and that's how easy B can go down without hard hold like a cipher or sage on B, for example.
It really is. And then when you're looking at that B site, and you don't have the tricks of the trade that like see from the Cypher and the Sage, that's Sova. He's pretty good at knowing where the opponents are, but as we said, knowing is half the battle. In a scenario like that, you can't rely on shock bolts. You can't rely on those darts to really do anything in the first place. So overall, it's a really, really easy push there for Ahjin. And as we say that, it's another free real estate here on A side.
Looks like they took a really huge gamble. I mean, I probably would have done the same thing, honestly. I would have called to go through TP and just, you know, rush market or try to backstab the hookup.
Joko though, he's
Again,
holding so
trade's
close.
happening.
There's 2 versus 1 right now. And it's just victory there for the Brimstone with a better gun. Berg though on the board. Keep an eye on Bat Ghost. Actually has the Phantom in hand. Has a good idea of what's going on there. But that is gonna be Curtsy going down. Catches the flick onto Rabbit. Really good tracking so far. Very impressively done by the offense again. And Team Ahjin has been wonderful in this game. Himiko even on the board cleaning up Berg. And really just goes to show for Ahjin. Just those jitters maybe on the group stage. But here and now in the playoffs, they have impressed everyone and more.
Really good gamble, really good attempt from AKG. But what happened was Ahjin being on Spectre buy and one of them on Phantom, Bass Ghost on Phantom. So they were confident enough to take those range fights and went for the A execute. Worked out pretty damn well.
Really, really good. That extra fire rate, you know, those extra bullets really helping them out. Like Joko playing so danger close, able to get to there. Still no time for the initiation from the Brimstone Smokes. Seems like an A push in order. And that's Berg though showing up out of nowhere. Emil right now gets the trade back. 3 versus 3 immediately after the first 10 seconds of the game.
Again, they're heavily defending B because they know it's harder to retake B side.
Joke's
So I understand
over.
going
You're
3B instead of 3A.
That is the
But
best one.
again, you're right about your point, Dex. Joko takes down Worship,
Smokes
you know,
down.
basically a 2-tap right there.
Leaves whistle. And that's Brimstone right now looking to still stay alive. He's stuck by the wall. The Rabbit shows up in his face. And hippity hoppity goes the Sage. Gets that takedown there. Good start here for Aneno Knights into the push onto A. It's 2 versus 1. Emil has to figure things out. Curveballs are in hand. Blaze is ready and good to go as well. But he doesn't have armor anymore. There we go with the defuse. Playing for time. Gets the flash on. And Curtsy will get that kill. So very close. But no cigar for the offense. Curtsy clutching that one out.
Absolutely incredible clutch. Very, very good attempt from Emil, but perhaps an untimely flank right. You were right about your point, Dex, that A is probably harder to go into, right? But it's easier to defend post plant.
It's all about A. Is just how it's formed up. There are so many nooks and crannies that I love to mention. Hubby, shower, lamp, even heaven if you can take it. It's really a paradise for any kind of defense. And as we see, when the spike is planted, the ties do shift in favor of, well, the defense becomes the attack and vice versa as Bathos gets that first kill.
It looks like we are going to a B execute smokes. Going off elbow, backside on CT. Valiant defense from Courtesy.
Looking to do all he can and more here, Vim. Courtesy onto the corner, gets another takedown. Joko now in the meantime doing all he can and more, pushing forward. And that is 3 versus 3. Joko and Batghost getting more
You will
kills
not
again.
kill
In the
my
meantime, we
allies.
do see BNFT trying to survive by that shoulder. It won't happen whatsoever. Trying to play connect the dots, it's not gonna work out whatsoever. And 10 to 6, Ahjin in a 4-point lead.
I'd like to point out that walling off elbow on executing B is just so powerful. I think it's better than walling off CT side, especially if you're coming through long ass stage. Like, you really have to wall off elbow. I'm also surprised to see Batghost using his resurrection abilities, just like very expensively. They know they don't have to res, but Batghost chooses to do so anyway because he's very comfortable fragging on the board, I guess.
Econ advantage also, and with 18 kills, I'm really not surprised when you have that Sage getting that res many times. It really just goes to show that it's scary. You have that 65 advantage. And speaking of the advantage right now, Vim, look at those guns on the side of AKG. They are really in the gutter right now. And I just want to talk about real quick, your point on B. That elbow wall is really essential, but I've seen other walls also by the entrance. I've seen other walls by hookah. But in essence, when you have that Sage, I think the main point there is you need to wall off at least one of the 3 or maybe in 4 approaches.
Definitely agree with you there. Looks like they're playing slow. They know they're on eco round, and they're trying to get pick one off just because they expect everyone to be bunched up.
Careful now.
BNFD though, did you see that? Jiggle peeking his way to victory, sees the players.
I did not.
And he was like, whoop, I'm getting the hell out of here. There's no way I'm staying for this. He had the hot hands. It was pretty funny because looking at the hot hands in his model, you can see a little more of the screen because you have your hand cocked away. So actually really interesting
Right.
CS tactics there out of nowhere. In any case though, we go again. Joko is by this side. And look at this, the attack is already set up by B. They're getting these kills here and there. BNFD though actually getting on the board. Hunter Fury time. And Himiko does get a kill. Has to be very careful though. And it's multiple of ultimates here for the defense so far. BNFD trying to do all he can. And more smokes are out already. And sticking down by the elbow. Draximov on the board.
Looks like they are going to be playing it a bit slow post plant here. They have no choice but to go for it. 2v4. I know it's going to be tough, guys, but they just have to go in and take out as many as they can. Try to go for the push because it is 10 to 6.
Yeah, they have to get these kills, but Draximov easily saying, thank you very much for the lineup. I will take that and more. Have you ever played tic-tac-toe and no one just got in the way of your board, Mr. Bim? I think that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much what happened there, yeah.
Draximov, impressive.
I mean, it was a valiant effort from AKG because they knew it was their ult round. Hunter's Fury going off right there. Perfect timing to go eco on that and try to get as much value we get from Hunter's Fury. Didn't really work out in their favor. Now they're going to 11 to 6 with an operator for Rabbit. Now a lot rides in this, otherwise you just have to play for sudden death.
I'm scared. I'm scared for and of Rabbit right now. I've seen it pop up with the operator, and it's high time for Aneno Knights Gaming to actually whip it out. The top the group stage B, but they are really in the gutter right now. It seems like we were talking about last time. Well, I was talking to myself, I guess, and I talked to you afterwards. That as Worship is gonna get the lineup here, he will get smoked out. He will get mollied out. Worship though, and Courtesy on the board. But back to my point. I was saying that the A bracket was really scary. I would say it was the group stage of death, and it seems like for Ahjin and Adroit, they have been proving that they are really on the up and up as Worship gets on the boards here. So overall, a good defense. For Aneno Knights, they have taken care of 4. But yeah, the odds still aren't in their favor. And I can really say that Group Stage A was very scary on that Monday day.
Definitely agree with you there. Really good defense coming in from Rabbit. Speaking of the Devil, as just we were talking about it, he gets a pick off an operator. So looks like Bat Ghost will be...
He's getting that
forced to
versus
save,
300.
but no.
No, he's doing it. He's doing it. It's the bonus 300 money and goodbye.
The bonus 300 money.
Okay. Die for the allowance, mates. It's like when you have a big family and you have a lot of siblings, you all need to have like a bunch of money together.
Good
so
analogy, Mr. Daks.
you get there. You'll get there. And so 11 to 7, a very good defense though from Aneno Knights. And for me, it looked like that just stopping them at a entranceways. Really impressive. Even though Worship was like, I have to get the hell out of here from the fire, he was able to burn someone down.
Yeah, very good Molly.
Molly.
Volley. I said
Bad voice.
no, that's good.
impression.
It was good. I'll give it
Thank you.
again. 10
I
out
give
of
it a
10
10 out of 10.
with
10 out of
large
10.
meal, extra rice. There you go. That's our scale for today, guys.
Bakit may extra rice?
Why not? Parang if you order chicken joy, right? Diba, mo sa Jollibee nga. Ito, this is the Tagalog segment of the cast, guys. Ito mo sa Jollibee.
Okay.
Diba? May order na 1-piece chicken joy with rice.
Oh,
Tapos may 1-piece chicken joy with 2 rice. Tapos may 2-piece chicken joy na may 1 rice. Come on, Vim. Know
yes.
your Jollibees,
I fail to see
bro.
the logic.
Oh.
I don't see the connection, but
Hindi ka extra rice kind of guy. Okay. Anyone in the chat who likes extra rice with their chicken joy, give me a shout out there. Just say something about it. Let's go back to the game
gotta
though.
watch your calories. Let's
Yeah.
go back to the game.
BNFD is in the
Very
container.
good smoke's coming out.
Oh no, the smokes! And oh, Emil shows up. Really good push here from Ahjin so far. Trying to get through.
This situation is all too familiar to me when trying to retake.
For hellfire.
There's 3 of you at CT side trying to take elbow control, but someone's already watching it. And all
I
of the
know
enemy team are
exactly where
trying to
you
get away from your line of sight. And you peek at the bomb site, you don't see anyone there. What are you gonna do?
Kill someone. That's the answer.
You
Kill someone.
operator.
Operator, Joko will go down. Curtsy right now still sticking by the elbow side. Here we go with the push though. And Rabbits trying to find an angle. Gets another takedown. Emil though with the trade. Here comes that run it back. Flashbang into play though. That spike is out in the open. And there is no way right now. Ahjin should be able to get this one and one away from match points. Oh no, Emil! Emil, don't go, buddy.
But man, Rabbit on the operator is just so potent. You know, we're seeing it again. If there's any chance of them coming back here, it would be Rabbit on operator.
Really wouldn't be surprised. We've seen Rabbit show up out of nowhere. Berg though, the low-key top fragger, 17-17 right now, really keeping up with the top there Imagine. But fortunately, even though this game is pretty evenly matched, you could see that in terms of the scoreline for AKG, they're just not getting the kills at the right times. They've gotten some really good kill counts, but overall, they don't do capitalize it and turn it into round wins, which hurts them in the long run. Because look at that scoreline, 5-round difference and match point here for Team Ahjin.
Just goes to show, objective gaming, guys. Doesn't mean you get the most value if you get the more kills.
True. Doesn't matter if you get 50 kills, if you don't get any spike plants whatsoever. In any case though, smokes are abound. It's a pretty split push here though from Team Ahjin. And since they have rounds to give them, is it really them just looking for the safest option to potentially get a pick and move into it?
I know that's what I would do. Like, I would just try to secure the win at all costs. You know, even if that means saving your ults until you can pop them all off at once. You know?
Just fireworks with those ultimates. And now with the Empress in hand, Draximov is going to be creeping on through the long. Sees the Phoenix though, Rabbit in response though with an amazing kill. And it's time for the hunt, it's time for the Empress. Keep an eye on Draximov, he's going to be the biggest one here. Never mind Berg with that takedown. And the dismiss to just disappear in front of the face of Bad Goes Berg right now with another kill. Joko still sticking on, but this is very difficult. Look at Berg out of nowhere. He is just such a sleuth. And that's 4 on the board for the Empress.
The unsung hero of the match so far, Berg, 21-17. I think that was the first time we actually saw him just, wreak havoc in front of our faces. But he's been at the top of the scoreboard the entire match.
Look at this replay, guys. You can see the power of the dismiss, literally turning invisible in front of someone looking at you. And that is what all these Reyna abilities do turn into. So a good round there for Team AKG. They survived with some really good amazing play there for Berg, and now this forces Ahjin to play the Econ, but I don't think it really matters to them, because still, just one more round is all they need to get this victory. Hefty though.
They're going for the hard rush here. And I think it's a very, very smart play on their part, but they get shut down.
They're all dead.
We are... Yeah.
They're all
It's
dead.
1v4. I think it's a really good play because they just want to press the attack and push the attack. Try to take as many chances as they can. They are leading very far into the scoreboard, but not as much now. They're going to go to 12-9. Definitely winnable for AKG. We'll see if we go to sudden death here.
Still a chance for Aneno Knights Gaming, so hold your horses, hold your bets, and just be very, very careful because we have seen Aneno Knights Gaming play it clutch through and blue. They are one of those teams that when put to a corner, they can actually improve. They can actually show up out of nowhere. And here for Team AKG, they are hungry to make it into that top 2. Grand Finals though, a droid is waiting for whoever wins this. Team Ahjin right now 1 round away. We'll find out very, very soon who's going to be the one moving on here, as it's high time now for Batgos maybe to get the entry frag. Can he see someone here by the showers? That's going to be the real question. Joko onto the A main as well. And it seems like all the clashes right now, but it is going to be Reyna versus Reyna, and Berg actually getting that first kill on the board.
Berg getting that first kill off of Draximov is an extremely impactful frag. And it's really going to slow down their push. It really limits their entry capability onto executing a site. I think this defensive round couldn't have gone better for AKG, but again, it's just getting started. In the previous round, we saw them try to go for a rush. They were trying to read the enemy, trying to know how many operators they have, what agents play where, and I believe that's why they went for a hard rush, just to see how the enemy would respond.
Exactly.
And
it's like you poke a sleeping bear here, Vim. It's like, hey, wake up, and then it just growls at you and eats your face. So, in essence, that's what happened to the poor Reyna. Face equals Ethan. Good start here for the defense. Base equals
Equals
Ethan.
Ethan.
That's a good mat right there. It's almost as good as my mat from yesterday. But Rabbit right now getting killed worship on the board as well. This is such a good defense from Aneno Knights Gaming. This is really what I love to see from them. And Berg actually surviving the operator shot, I believe. I think he got tagged by the leg, or was it the other gun? But Bat goes still, a bat out of nowhere. 1 versus 3. 12 seconds left. It's a timer ticking here, Vim. And it is going to be high time to see if Batgos can get another one here. They're playing for time. Curtsy will go down, but victory will go to Aneno Knights Gaming. They need to play it careful. They cannot just run for this. And now it is going to be the chase. And Rabbit gets the frenzy kill.
They are gonna lose that operator. It might bite them back. Big time.
I heard in the long run
I
there.
guess he could have gone for a more defensive play there. Perhaps a bit overconfident on Bad Ghost part.
Tried. I think he was looking for the lineup, honestly, and look for an
Yeah.
amazing clutch kill. If he does that, then he is the #1 highlight of this tournament. If that's how you win a match with a penetration shot
yeah,
on the two,
you will go down.
we will
legend,
we will go
right?
crazy. I will just be making
Right.
money rain here all throughout.
Right.
And in any case, though, here we go
Somebody
again.
signed this man. you know?
Somebody signed this man, honestly. But Bad Ghost is right now playing the Stinger.
No
It is going to be a rush here inside of Ahjin. And maybe this might work here, Vim. Because surprise, surprise, Berg wasn't expecting it. Orbital Strike, though, is such a big game changer. We'll find out soon if that will actually do anything. No, it doesn't. Here comes Curtsy. Here comes the
Easy
rest of the
repo.
crew. Really seems like, though, for the defense so far of Aneno Knights Gaming, they're going to be playing it safe and sound, letting the spike be planted.
I think that orbital strike was a bit too early right there.
Down you go.
God, Joko is loco here, Vim. And it's now time for his own orbital strike. Gets the cook on, damaging the Sage there. Gonna get another kill so far. And now only one left is BNFT. He catches out Joko, but back goes from the side. And a thrifty round there. That's also impressive for Team Ahjin. They will move on to go for the rematch against Adroits Esports. And this is gonna be a very tough test for them, but an amazing victory against Aneno Knights Gaming here on Bind.
What a way to end the game. Thrifty round, frenzy, Stinger rush. You know my bias towards the Stinger. I still love that gun to death, but sometimes it just works. You go ham into hookah, you bring a frenzy and a Stinger. You can hear my dog in the background.
No, we can't hear it.
Um,
You have amazing audio
okay, great.
mixing. You have amazing
Okay,
audio.
great.
Back to your
Great.
point, my friend.
But very, very well played from both sides. We saw a seesaw battle. Again, we were predicting sort of a close matchup, and that's what we got.
Completely agree. Completely agree. But look at this. Berg, even though in defeat, he is still the best. Econ rating 100, 316. And for Aneno Knights Gaming, like I said, this guy is just low key. He just pops up out of nowhere. We don't need to keep a camera on him. We'll see the scoreboard just light up here and there. And then he's going to get 3 Ks, 4 Ks. Just, it's like a casual day at the office. But overall, Ahjin with a more very, very balanced affair. You can see for Joko, Emil, Batgos, really those top 3 in that top 4 after, of course, Berg. And really, really impressive efforts. Overall, though, I love that game to death. It seems like our semifinals did not disappoint here, Vim, whatsoever. And in
Definitely
this
not.
match, though, what do you think? Ahjin, how did Ahjin actually eke it out?
I think their aggression just went unpunished for the most part on the attacking side. It was pretty close. It was pretty unpredictable on the first half, right? But coming into the second half, it seems like they were able to shift gears, try to pace, and play at their own speed. And really, it prevented AKG from getting a read on them. And I think it worked out really well. Like, for example, they knew which rounds to aggress, they knew which rounds to play a bit slower. And I think one critical round that they did was a round that they actually lost. They went full on, full buy aggression on B side, like a split B push. And they knew where the cipher traps were going to be. They knew which agents were going to be there. They knew how they would rotate to B. And then the next round, they just play it slow, pick one off, and execute the same site. So basically, they knew what was going to happen.
Seems like it. And we're going to be going back to Cam soon, guys. But I was going to give my shoutouts again to Berg. Overall, I feel like this tournament hasn't done him the best justice per se. We've noted that he's
Yeah.
amazing overall, but it seems
Right.
like he's just getting these kills here and there out of nowhere. So absolutely, kudos to Berg. Really one of the best here in the scene, especially for Team AKG. And it really just goes to
Yes.
show when you have a Reina that can pop off that crazy, then well, it is gonna be high time to see the duelists in action. So Vim, turn on your cam because we are gonna be getting into a little bit of talking points really, really quickly. But before all of that, guys, we have a grand final matchup. Now this is gonna be really interesting. Ahjin has to perform. This is the
Mhm.
biggest thing. They have to perform. It's a rematch against Detroit. And the last time we saw these
Right.
two teams face off, that was the most one-sided game we have ever seen in the whole tournament. Now, it wasn't really Ajin's fault. It was really just Adroit's execution. And now they need to make sure that they have learned from that match. Ajin has to make sure that they know what they're doing coming into this day. Or this is going to be a
Mhm.
very, very easy 2-0 for Adroit. I'm not counting out Ajin, guys, but this is what history has told us in terms of that matchup. But seeing them face off against AKG, it seems like they might have a little bit something in them. So don't count them out yet. Really, 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 it has to be a very, very careful but effective game, Team Ajin.
I mean, definitely, of course, Team Adjin here, still the underdog in this matchup, but are we going to see a huge upset? Potentially. Very strong performance against AKG, top seed from Group Stage B. And I think they have a real shot at this. Will they be able to dethrone Android Esports?
Completely agree. There
Coming up
is a chance.
next
We
is,
are going to be getting
yeah.
into it, guys. So we'll be taking a little bit longer on the break here. We need to set up everything for the grand finals, but don't go away. It is now time to get into our grand finals. This has been a long time coming. From Sunday Open qualifiers all the way here at Wednesday night. This is your last stop before the Ignition Series. This is the Siklab Invitational, and this is gonna be the grand finals. My name is Daks. I've been joined by Vyminal here. You'll be seeing him more of him in the Ignition Series. You'll be seeing me in the Valorant Invitational. But before all of that, we'll be taking a quick little break. We'll be right back. This has been our semifinals.